am Violet Stowe.
Violet Stowe from Friendship in Beckway.
Yeah, but I'm original from Mustique because I'm born in Mustique.
And Violet, what year were you born in Mustique?
1938 we born up there.
1938.
Uh-huh.
So, Violet, your son, I met your son yesterday, and he said to me that you had obviously been born in Mustique, you were born in Mustique, and you could perhaps tell people about what life was like in Mustique in the early 1940s.
Well, according to my mother, she tell me when she born, they had a small, because we see the foundation, eh? She said they had a small boat school.
A small
A boat school.
boat school.
Wooden.
Yeah.
And a wooden church.
Okay.
So the foundation
Okay.
was there. We come and need the foundation, eh?
Okay.
So she said they had a bad storm, 1921 hurricane.
Yeah.
And you know, at them days, children going to school when you're 5.
Okay.
Not like children going to school, or sending off children small to little preschool. When you're 5 years, at them time, we're going to, that is the first time you go to school. And she says she went to school in 1921. They had a bad storm, she tell me. And when the storm over, they didn't see the church, they didn't see the school. The wind, the storm take it, the hurricane, lift them off the foundation and go there, pitch it. So at that time, my mother only 7 years. At that time, she's 7 years. And come out from school, she and the other 7 years. How much I could learn from 7 years? Nothing.
Oh, so she finished school at 7 years old?
Yeah, because she born 1914, 1921. They go school 5.
Okay, so the hurricane came, it damaged the school in Mustique, destroyed it.
And destroyed it.
And she couldn't go to school anymore, so she had to leave.
No, she and the others were ever children on the island.
Wow.
Well, the reason why, because she said the owner of the island did not care anything, whether they learn yes or no.
Yeah.
Because he come and he made the older ones without a little education. So he don't care if the children that they have education too.
Yeah.
So all must live on the island like duns. So
Like dunce?
We call that's
Yeah,
how
dunce.
we
Yeah,
used
yeah, I
to
know.
call it duns.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know your name, if you can't write your name, you can't say write your address.
Yeah.
Where you be. She said there was a lady named well, I don't know she right name, but we used to call her Coolie Demba.
Coolie
Demba.
Demba. Coolie Demba.
Yeah, she was a tall lady.
Okay.
But let me tell you, every word she used, she put a S to it.
Okay.
So, mother tell me that the administrator used to come from England when the Queen get to know. And that administrator used to come down to all the Grenadines as far as Union. Asking the people about their grievance and all like that. The people up in Mustique so afraid and so timid. They think if they go and talk, they're going to put them off the island and they have nowhere to go.
Okay.
So everybody, she tell me, will keep silent and backing. And the administrator will ask them, tell him the grievance, how they're making out on the island, what is what, but nobody say nothing. So this same woman I'm telling you named Coolie Demba, she was the one, when she getting up for talk, what they doing she? Touching she for tell she sit down.
Yeah.
So mother said the administrator catch them pushing and he said, leave her alone.
Yeah.
Leave Coolie. He said, Coolie, you come near to me and I will understand what you are saying. So Coolie go up and she tried to explain to tell him when the storm came,
Mm.
the storm blowed his church, it blowed his school,
Mm-hmm.
and from since then, there was no school, no church,
Mm.
and all the other children, which is my mother, brother, and sister, all them
Mm.
and other boys and girls coming up.
Yeah.
He said, and all those boys, look at the size of them. They can't read nothing at all.
Mm.
So the admin, she say, so she need a school.
Mm.
She say all those, if it's one boy is boys,
Mm.
two boy is boys, everything is so
Yeah,
she
yeah,
say,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yes on the
So
end.
the administrator said when she done the clap, he tell her that is what he was looking for all the time.
Mm.
Because on an island, nobody to read,
Mm.
nobody to write,
Yeah.
and he tells she, when he go up, that promise is fulfilling.
Mm.
So when he get back to England, my mother tell me 2 weeks after, they saw a vessel coming in.
Mm.
And when the vessel come in, it was filled with lumber.
Mm.
She said the next week, carpenter reach.
Mm.
Up the school went.
Mm.
She said when you look, you saw the vessel coming back, filled with benches, book,
Mm.
pen, ink,
Mm-hmm.
all the school needed, rubber, reading book, everything
Mm.
come in. And she said before the holiday over, they saw a man come. And he introduced himself. He said they sent him
Mm.
to open up the school and to help the children and the island.
Mm.
And his name was Sylvana Boak.
Mm.
I don't know if you know him.
No, I
Yes,
never.
because you might know him because when he left Musty, he come here to Beckwith down Paddy Farm.
Mm.
And that is how Molly Hazel,
Mm.
she living right around the valley, get into him.
Mm.
And is married to him and have a daughter, Divina.
So where did the teachers come from for the new school?
Well, so he came from Canawan.
They came from Kanawan.
Yes, from Colin answer that phone. He came from Canawan, the box them from Canawan. Sylvan Box.
Mm.
He was a short, thin, slim guy,
Mm.
black, but he was very, good. When he come, those boys bigger than him,
Mm.
and he gathered them in that school. And he used to nurture them. We come up now behind, we go into the same school.
Mm.
Into the same school. And he used to, I know mother say he will tell them come. That time my mother done out of school because she started making children.
Okay. So she left school at 7.
Yeah.
She
And,
started what? What was she doing at 7 years old? Was she working?
when they walk in, they had this cotton planting going on the island.
So a 7-year-old, 8-year-old children had to
But then they
work.
out of their parents because there is no school, nothing on the
Yeah.
island. And the owner of the island, which was Elma Hazel, them, they don't look in.
So Elma Hazel was not interested in
No,
replacing the school.
No, she not the father, Arman. Remember, I tell you they're dealing with some big dumps already.
Yeah.
So the other children come up, so everything on the island.
So I'm trying to picture your mother at the age of 7, 8, 9 years,
Yeah, she and the others.
helping to pick cotton.
Yeah, they're picking cotton. Because we could recall when after we had the school rebuilt, the parents used to carry us out with them early in the morning, and we used to help them pick and put in the bag until when the school bell ring for 9 o'clock.
And then you'd go to school.
Yes, you run across the pasture
Yeah.
and you go over to the school and you go to school.
So your day as a child started at what, 6 o'clock or early after 7 o'clock?
Yeah,
when you were
they-
helping?
Yeah, you get up and they get you ready, and they take you out with them. Some of
Into the fields?
Yeah, some of the land wasn't far, so we were out there with them, helping them pick and put in the basket.
Yeah.
And when the hour come now, they say come, go to school,
School.
because time now for go to school.
And school lasted how long? How many hours a day?
Well, you go from 9 to 12.
So 3 hours of school a day?
So you go from 9 to 12,
Yeah.
and you go back in when 1 o'clock,
Okay.
and you till 3.
Yeah.
When 3 o'clock, they don't come out the garden, so you gone home.
Right. And what would you do at home afterwards?
Huh?
What would you do at home in the evening after school?
Well, they give you a little, remember your parents can't thing, so when they give you little homework,
Yeah.
you have a choice to take for your own brains,
Yeah.
and nobody home for help you,
Yeah.
because them can't help themselves,
Mm.
you know? They can't help themselves.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So you have to do it off your own self.
They
But
couldn't
let
help.
me tell you, as big as those boys, which were my uncle,
Mm.
my aunt, my other relatives and the island family, they were rude. They was not rude,
Uh-huh.
because the size of the teacher and the size of the children,
Mm.
what do you think will happen these days as how children rule here? You don't think they'll look for fight him down? These children here?
Yeah.
They
Oh,
will-
now?
No, they would like to fight him down.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But they didn't do that.
Mm.
They were glad, because they will listen to him, and he have his strap. Oh, you remember that, this big leather belt over his
Right.
shoulder.
The school teacher.
Yes, with the leather strap over his shoulder. And
So
he,
you might get flogged in class.
you used to get flagged in classes, not what going on now.
For what? What sort of?
Well, I gave you 2 little lash, you pay attention, you pay
Uh-huh.
attention, and he will tell them, come on, you're big enough, come, you're old enough. And then he will try to tell them now, if you have to leave the island to go anywhere,
Mm.
and they ask you what country you come from,
Yeah.
you don't know what to tell them.
Mm.
For write it, you don't know how
Yeah,
to
yeah,
write
yeah.
it. If you want to send a letter, the letter used to take 2 weeks,
Mm.
because it used to come by boat.
Mm.
You don't know how to write the letter.
Yeah.
So how you going to survive? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And he used to tell them education is good.
Mm.
Learn to write your name, learn to spell your name. First thing is making you to know you write the island you come from, the whole address
Yeah.
that you come from, and all of them things there.
Crikey.
And they will listen.
Yeah.
And those boys listen to him. They never fight, not give one word back, as big as they be. It's only 2 out of the bunch.
And I mean, 2 things. One is, what age did you have to leave school there?
At that time they used to come out school 15, and when you're 15 and in them days.
Okay.
But if you ain't have money, you can't go. Whatever little high school, you can't go.
Mm.
So them boys, they mind staying in school more than 15,
Mm.
because they going late. You understand? You go late to school.
Yeah. 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 And you couldn't. If you got hit, could you go back to your parents and say you got flogged at school?
No, but that is why I'm telling you. The glad teacher letting them pay attention.
Yeah.
to what teacher
Yeah.
saying.
Sharpen their focus.
Yeah, they ain't killing them with licks,
Yeah.
No, you get to, well, a man get it in their hand, and the man ain't going to get to spank over the back.
Uh-huh.
Because they ain't supposed to hit a man over the back.
So you left school at 15 in Mustique, and what work did you go to do?
Well, over they had nothing, so you just they over in Mustique. If some of them get a little opportunity to leave the island, they would leave the island.
Mm.
You understand? If the rest don't, they remain there.
Somebody told me a story yesterday that there were people who left Mustique to go to Myro, and they sent back to people in Mustique that they had arrived in a paradise. Myra, because it didn't have the mosquitoes, etc.
Then small England, they call it.
Small England.
Yeah, Myra.
Small England.
They call it, they say when that is the grant and the for them. When they leave, they say they're going to leave Mustique and they're going to small England.
Small England.
And they encouraging the rest, come let me go to small England, and they say you go, we stay here. Because small England can produce corn, it can produce peas, it can produce sweet potato. What we going to eat? Eat the bare fish?
Yeah.
And they say, no, you're going to get drinks too, so eat fish and drink. That's what they leave and went down the fire, you know. Eat the fish and drink rum.
And drink rum.
Yes, and the music. So some went down there and the rest remain in Mustique.
And I mean, you said it had a church, you said it had a school, I don't know how many houses there were there Watlandab houses, Chattel houses?
No, the kitchen. The kitchen was Watlandab.
Yeah.
They wattle out a kitchen outside.
Outside
to
the
back
living
of the house.
Yeah.
Yes, because it was firewood.
And what about toilets?
Toilets, they didn't have none.
So you didn't have a pit?
No, I'm telling you the truth. You go somewhere far away or in the bush. If you want to go dig and use yourself there and cover it up. They didn't have a toilet there.
Wow.
No.
And mosquitoes?
Well, everywhere had mosquito because once as you have swamp, mosquitoes is there. Any place that have swamp, mosquito is there.
Was it uncomfortable? Because I was sleeping last night and buzz around me. I had to eventually get up and put some stuff on my skin.
Yeah, that now you have thing you could put your skin to defend them, but you're in Mustique, all them other islands that have swamp, you find mosquito.
Okay, so
because my son tell me it's have a place in Tobago and they usually keep the place clean, like a coconut wharf. They keep it clean. He said, but they keep it clean. He said, every night you can't walk there. So I said, why? He said, mosquito evermore. Mosquito they're all over the world.
Okay, so you were born there in the late 1930s, and what did Mustique look like? Did it have dirt roads? Did it have any?
It just had a dirt road, yeah, the dirt track.
A dirt track.
Well, I can call it track because remember you didn't have car, you didn't have bus, you didn't have truck. No, with this.
Horses?
They had some horses that when other white people come into the island for the they used to ride them horse. They had them horses there.
Yeah.
They had 2 donkeys and the island, and the majority was cattle.
Cattle?
Goat and sheep. But those cattle and goat animals, they was thrown in the bush, the back part of the land.
So you were growing up there. I went over there like a week or so ago. Beautiful beaches. Beautiful beaches.
Beach still.
Did you enjoy the beaches there as children?
Oh yeah. I telling Colleen, my niece, I said the days coming by so short that when our parents ain't carry with them, right?
Yeah.
And they leave us home, brush up the yard till when we're ready to call the bell used to ring.
Yeah.
And you hear the bell for going to school. I said we ain't doing that. We brush the yard. But that's it. I said we gone in the sea. We run swell, you run all thing 9 o'clock pass and you even know 9 o'clock pass and you hear the teacher come over the hill, ring the bell and say, see we scrambling out of the water.
Yeah.
Run come home, but make sure you run come home and you put on the clothes. You line us up one by one, everybody getting a lash.
Wow.
So you know next time when you go in
Yeah.
the sea, know when to come out to come to school.
And I don't know whether the beaches had the same names then as they do now, like Macaroni Beach.
Well,
and so on.
I don't think they changed them because I was asking a nephew of mine over there, and she said yes, they still have Macaroni Beach.
Mm.
They call, well, we usually call this front one Landing Bay.
Landing Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what the Britannia
Wait.
Beach or Lansiquoi?
No, Landing Bay is right here with the hotel, the Cotton House Beach.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
boats them used to pull in there.
Oh, right.
So that's why they call it the Landing Bay. So all
Right.
boats come and pull up there.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And the Cotton House is right there.
Yeah,
So they ain't changed the name.
yeah. And there are no hills to go over. You
Then
can
they
just
have the
go straight in.
Walker Beach with the beach bar bill.
Mm.
That's still. They have a bayside. It did never name like that. But this man, Dally Chimmingham,
Mm.
had built up the beach, and he said he built up the beach so nice that Mustig people gave it name Dally's Beach.
Oh, yeah. I passed that the other day.
He did it. It didn't have a beach, you know.
Yeah.
And that man will stay there, and they said Joe Stone and all thing, and he take that beach and build it up like that. So they gave it name Dally Beach.
Mm.
That's why when he died down here, they come for him and bury him back up there, Musty.
So he was a local person from Beckwith,
No, he was from Musty,
must he?
but he then married a lady from down here,
Mm-hmm.
Alvina Oliver.
Okay.
Yeah, and after he did leave Musty, old age now,
Mm.
he leave and he come down. But after he died, they bring him back up and buried him up in Musty. Because
So-
they say he did a good job
Mm-hmm.
there. So all the beach still Macaroni them, they still have the name.
So Basil's Bar is, I know that I would say it's in Britannia Bay, but you would say that it's, did you say Walker Beach?
When Britannia Bay go, it go to Jelliso. I
Yeah,
have a beach named Jelliso.
yeah,
More go around the point, more to the back.
yeah. Place in Pate.
Yeah, a long beach this
Yeah.
one. Yes, they bathe there.
Oh, you bathe there as
No,
well?
we people don't really take that and go down there. Princess have a house
Oh, yeah.
over there. But if Britannia come, then people will spread out the towel on the beach and lie down there.
Oh,
And
right.
nobody don't go over
Yeah.
there, you
Yeah.
understand?
Up by Lagoon.
Yeah, nobody don't go there and interfere with them.
So, how many years did you spend in Musty? How old were you when you left there?
I was 20 something when I leave from up there.
So you had 20.
And we didn't leave of our own.
So, look, so you born in 1938.
Yeah.
So you were 1948, 58. So we're talking about like around about 1960.
Yeah, I come away like when I was 20 something. So.
Yeah. So what happened to make you leave there?
Well, I'm going to tell you, my father now, which was Alfred's too. That's, we know him when we come up. Because he come to the island of Mustique, he said when he was 17 years old.
Mm.
And he didn't come of his own self. He had a grown-up guy, didn't he, Sippy Bino.
Mm.
You know him?
No, I only know the CP here in Friendship.
No, Sippy Bino.
Yeah.
Which those boys still Kyra and them father.
Mm.
Yeah, the boy knows them. Felt on them people.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And Sippy, he now was, he tell me he was the first one for his mother. So he never said go school. He said in them days they had nothing. His mother had the other six children and them behind.
Mm.
They had nothing. So when the Sippy go in out to fish, he used to carry him.
Mm.
So and he said they were them, wherever they catch and sell.
Mm.
You know, he said if they go to town, wherever little they buy, they will buy for him and come. So he then come like He say like the father,
Mm.
a father for them children by the mother. And as big as those children did be, they know how good he was to them.
Mm.
And they never used to call him by his name, you know. Brother was his name for them. Our brother. We never call him Alfred. We say because they grow up and they know him. He was the one who used to help them, help the mother
Mm.
with them. So when Sippy and the family was coming to Mustique, Sippy brought him
Mm.
to Mustique with him. So he never go back. He come and he said that he never come back down.
Mhm. But you were saying that you left. You didn't want to leave Mustique, but you had to leave Mustique. Why did you have to leave
Well, I
Mustique?
tell you, I'm telling you.
Okay.
So after he come, my papi now was up there. Papi was the one, he come like, Elma them had it like the foreman
Mm.
for carry the boat in town, cause he could have stayed the boat.
Mm.
They had a boat like with those whaling people, those
Yeah, yeah.
whaling too.
Mhm.
They had two, the Washington and the whaling boat.
Mm.
That's the name for
Yeah.
them. So he used to stay one and a man named Clifton Hazel, Clifton Hansen, Tipton. He was living up the two. He used to sail one, stay one.
Mm.
So if a sail go wrong, Papi have to look after it.
Mm.
Every little thing, the Elmer them will call for him.
Mm.
He will see about it. So they were up there all the whole time. I have all the children of them. They had a little saying. Then Papi add on to it and build himself a saying
Mm.
that it, you know. And then he did get another boat. I forget what that one name, but it was smaller than the rest. Anyhow, life was going on with them. All them kind of catching the fish
Mm.
and going to St. Vincent and sell.
Yeah.
Then Elma them now, nobody know. To tell you how much it was interesting of the people in Musty. People saw them leaving the island after them and they said, how come they used to call she Miss Mingo. How come Miss Mingo?
Miss Mingo, this Elma Hazel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she then married to a Mingo from Tobago.
Mhm.
And they say, how come she leaving and going over St. Vincent and staying so long?
Mm.
But little too we they know. They didn't know she sold the island, you know.
Okay, so in the background, she was secretly negotiating to sell the island.
She sold the island. And then fortunately, you know, they see this short white man step in
Mm.
and say they send him to clear up the land. No more cotton planting.
Mm.
Get the people to clear up the land
Mm.
because the island sold to an English guy named Tenants.
Mhm.
People marvel. They marvel. And you know that woman ain't come to tell them well that island sell. That only much for tell you how much interesting she did interesting over there.
So she just left.
Yes, and stay in St. Vincent of Montrose. The houses, I ask somebody about the house, they tell me it leaning out to a wooden house.
Mm.
Having 100 window, only 99 she could have opened. She never come back to tell them they sell that island.
Roughly how old was she when she sold Mustique?
Well, I can't tell you how old was she
Yeah.
because I come and I meet her.
And what sort of house did she live in Mustique, Elma Hazel?
Well, all over was wooden house.
So she just lived in a wooden house, like
They had the house they named Great House.
that was where she lived.
Yes, they painted in white, in and out in white.
So the same great house that I say the same great house. Obviously, he rebuilt it, but it was right there on the beach.
So tenants now come and send this man from South Africa
Yeah.
to get the people to clean up the house, the place. But he come in for do me, you know. Remember South Africa people in them days, they
Yeah,
like,
racist.
All right.
you know, apartheid and all that kind of stuff.
So he come to fence up the village and all, which never happened.
Yeah.
Anyhow, he wanted a tractor to come in the island. So they were building this thing in Waka to try to see if they could get this tractor thing to come in. But they didn't have a driver. But my father didn't know a man you call Simpson, Hamilton.
Okay. Yeah.
And Papi introduced them
Yeah.
to him. But they know he was a traitor.
Simpson.
Yeah, he been a damn traitor.
Damn traitor. Why? Tell us.
Because, well, I have to say, because Papi know him in St. Vincent. Papi know he had nothing, but Papi know him could have drive. And he used to come on the beach when they go in with fish, and he said they used to give him fish and anything, you know, when the boat catching musty. But he wanted to come now, you have to say, to rule. So every little...
So was he a local Vincentian? Was he like a black Vincentian?
A black Vincentian.
So
Every little thing he carried like news. Every little thing he carried news to this white man.
to the South African man.
Yes.
Okay.
So he wanted now this, he wanted this Papi now. The man, the South African man, he want Papi to sell him the same and the boat. So Papi tell him no, because he have that since Elma them and they never doubted from them. It therefore when they show everybody on the island get fish, not by everybody on the island get, whether it's robbing, drop fish, beaten fish, Covalia, everybody will get.
Yeah.
And the balance, they take the boat, go to St. Vincent and sell when the time to share the men who walk with the same, they get the pay. They share the money. So Papi did not agree. So he said, he come now, if Papi can't sell him, they will have to leave the island.
Wow.
He said tenants said they will have to leave the island.
So
Papi didn't leave, so he went and he bring a letter say from lawyer.
yeah.
And he gave Papi how much time that he will have to leave the island.
So your father refused to sell his same boat
Yes.
to the South African.
Yes. So he went and get lawyer letter. That's what he said. He said Papi from tenants and gave it to Papi. So if it's 9 months, he have to leave the island.
Do you think that Tennant was aware of this, or do you think he was just doing
When
this
they
in
were
secret?
here, nobody didn't know. So when Papi the time reached, Papi leave the island. 1960. 1960. I forget the date. It was June or somewhere. They leave the island. We leave the island. The honest one still was my eldest brother. He said he not moving. Honest, so he never moved. And the second one, he used to be like going Barbados and thing and those schooner and so. But all the other rest had to leave. We leave with him and come down here. So we come in back with him in 1960. Then tenants say no nothing but that, It's not too long after. One night we lie down and we hear this tongue in. And mother said, who could turn this down like that and calling Alfred, Lynn. So when my mother said peep to the window, she said, what you doing down here? He said, look up Mustique, look. When you look on Mustique, you don't know if it's an island top with my day, so. He couldn't give Mr. Tenants no account for his money. So why you think he do? The man went and he light the house on fire.
This is the South African man.
Yes, like that. And they had two big gasoline who connect to the stove where they was cooking. And he lit that a fire. And when he done, he sent in the man down to bring a police to say if somebody light the house afire.
One of the locals.
Huh?
One of the locals. He was trying to pin the blame for the fire on the locals.
Because he was he was a shishi,
A shishi.
a bowler man. Yeah, who was called the shishi man.
Okay.
So he.
In because there's rain outside. So you left us with saying that this man from South Africa started a fire and tried to blame the local workers.
Because he had in the house, at the same brick house, one set up Vincent and young teenager boys.
Yeah.
So that is how we didn't know now he who lit the fire, because the boys MC they saw him. Tenants had given him a set of like clothes, towel, bath suit, things to bring in the island and open a part of the house like a stove. Yeah, we used to go buy a bath suit, a towel from.
But I thought Simpson had the store, the only store on the island.
He didn't have no store.
No?
No. He been trying to run business. But he couldn't make it because this man, what I tell you, trying was to down the same white man.
So he was
not tenant.
So we had tenant and we had the manager. The manager was South African.
Yes, and tenants will
and then we had
in England sending
messages and whatever.
Right.
And then we had Simpson.
And then Simpson come now and trying to force, instead of running tractor, trying to force you himself.
Yeah, with this South African.
With the South African.
Oh, okay.
So the guys then that he have now, the South African guy, had up there, plenty of them, you know. He talked to, they saw him packing the things them together. And they wonder why he packing them things so. You know, because they have the towel hang up bad, so this, that, in this room. And he packing them together. He, downstairs of the house, which I know, had a special room that Elma them will have. That was the owner of the island. Ways like bowl, plate, this, that. So if any, and the mark is white, M and M. So if any plate break, you just go down in that storeroom and you bring up one.
Okay.
If a bowl, you bring up, you understand? So that storeroom was there. But a lucky thing, it didn't have this window, you know, window seal up. Because we used to go in as children and peep. You know, children inquisitive now. When we go for pick sugar apple, peeping for see what they in there. So that's how we'll see the ways them on the shelf.
Okay.
Because they had some mash, like where they make fish pot. You know those called fish pot? The man had lobster pots.
Your lobster pots.
Yeah.
They put like some rotten fish or something in there to attract.
The wire.
Yeah.
That make it.
Yeah.
So that was the wire by the window.
Okay.
But the window then wasn't big enough, but any small body. I mean, if you're big so you can pass out.
Okay. But I want to make sure that I understood this, because we're talking of a fire in Mustique that supposedly this man, the South African man, started. Because he couldn't, and there was some kind of suspicious thing between him and tenant in.
He couldn't give an account.
Yeah.
So to end this thing, what you will do? He mean to light the house afire, burn it down.
The Great House.
Yeah, burn down the great house. But he want to put it on somebody,
Yeah.
the boys them that live there.
Okay, okay.
But the boys them say it was suspicious. They never see him come in the store part and packing up the things
Yeah.
them. And they were wondering why he do it. When the night come, he called two of them and tell them for come down in the same storeroom what I telling you have the ways. Let he see what is in it. And when he go in there, he come out, the boys them say, and shove in the door and lock up the two boys in the storeroom.
Okay, and what happened to them?
Well, that's what I'm telling you. So the storeroom and them had this window telling with the mesh.
Okay, uh-huh. Oh, the
And
mesh.
The
yeah.
mesh and them.
Uh-huh.
So when the boys them say, what the hell going on here?
Yeah.
They say, then smell this thing. And I say, lad, pound the door, no way for thing. Is well, them mesh there for years ago. And they said it was them, both of them said they hang on and they drop, get it down. Well, that little rocky thing there wasn't so fat. So they push, one push out himself. When he get out, he try haul out the other one. And when they get out, you know, they said they had to run because this fire now thing. So he going he been want burn up them for say it's them who go down and light the fire. Was to burn the two Goya.
So how would that help? How would this burning of the house, the Great House, help him in his explanation with Colin Tennant?
Well, we could say, well, I'm telling you, when the boys them come out now and they run for their life, that is how the boys them talk and say what he did to them. So he wanted to say it's the boys them light the fire.
Yeah.
The fire did not start from below.
Yeah, but when Colin Tennant is, I don't know, he's short of money or whatever, he expected something from this man in Mustique, and this man knew he couldn't deliver it.
No tenants, well, that's what I tell you, when no tenants coming to make reckonings. He know.
The tenant is coming to make...
You know, when you give somebody a money to spend,
Okay,
you're
yeah.
coming back certain time to check up and see how
Okay.
the money spent.
Yeah.
We left.
Okay.
So if tenants put in certain amount of money in this account, remember here in England it coming from
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
And he see this money, nothing improved, more this money gone out. You think he ain't going to say he come in?
Yeah.
He come in to know where to do with this money and see the amount of work you do on the island.
So how... What did the man do with the money?
I tell you, the man used to leave the island and go to St. Vincent, and they all in them hotel with boys.
Okay.
And then he will bring a whole load of boys again up Mustique and
So
have
he
them
paid
do-
for men.
Well, if a man want, you understand. So that is what they do.
Okay. Well, now I'm clear.
Yeah.
So this is how he spent the money. And, all right, so what eventually happened to this man?
Well, when the message, he had to, so he sent down the boat the night for bring up police for arrest the same two boys who escaped
Yeah.
from the room. For say it's them who light the place afire.
So the police went down
Police go Mustique,
from Beckway,
yeah. Well, the boys then explain themselves,
that they were locked in the room.
yes. And how they when they smell this heat, they will manage to get out through the same small window them. And then, I don't know, they send the message over to St. Vincent, and at that time, you not have phone, so you could
Yeah,
call.
yeah.
You used to use this thing we call a cable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they had to cable up England, tenants flying, come down. The yacht bring him up Mustique, they say. That time we down here and see the island and the walk. Then he wanted to go up. Colin, if I wanted them thing, you know. And then if we wanted to the island and the walk, he crying now, he wanted to go up, fly up, and tenants, they say tell him no. He'll send him up with the banana boat, and tenants fly up in England.
So
By the remember the boat taking 2 weeks.
yeah,
Tenants fly, go to England.
got there first.
So he will get it first and get him. He must have put him up for a lifetime. They never hear about him again.
And sorry, I what was this guy's name again? This South African guy. Do you remember his name?
I used to call him Mr. Kettle.
Mr. Kettle.
Yeah, some Kettle, some South Africa.
Okay. So after that, and you had left Mustique
Yeah,
by
we
this
did in
time.
Mustique.
Yeah.
Yeah, not till 1960 we
Yeah.
leave from there.
And did you ever go back to Mustique?
I go back one time and I mean so thing man. I used to spend 3 months up there or something, so I come
Most
back.
amazing things I've heard you say today is the stuff about toilets. So you didn't have any running water, you didn't have any toilets.
You understand that I'm telling you that they had one tank at the cotton house.
One tank of water, which
One tank with the at the cotton house when the rain come, the full. When the weather really dry, twice a week they make each home 3 bucket or 4 bucket, that's all. You have to scratch water all by the pan.
wow.
And
And that
there were-
water wouldn't have been very clean.
If you know how to make it clean, you could sit down. You had no other means. And then it had a well, 2 wells.
Yeah.
One you call out in the Pasture Bay. People used to go there and wash. It wasn't salt. They used to go there and wash the clothes, and one right by the cotton house.
So Pasture Bay is a long way from Cotton House.
Yeah, that's in the back.
Yeah, I mean, I get lifts
You
down
go
to.
there?
Well, I get lifts down to Macaroni. I don't go to Pasture Bay because it's unsafe because of the undertow. So I've avoided
Was
it.
it
But
in safe?
yeah, well, because the sea will pull you out.
No,
So
nobody
pe-
don't pay that. They don't pay that at
Yeah.
some Pasture Bay.
Pasture Bay, they don't. It's
That
Macaroni.
no, it ain't safe.
Yeah, it isn't
One
safe.
minute you will see the water, next minute you see the water coming up. So they say they have a lot of suction there. So the people don't really.
Yeah. But it's a beautiful, beautiful beach though.
They will bathe at the Lansikai
Mm.
to the shore. You could bathe right in the Dovers there. You could bathe at Basil Bar. And then you could bathe at Jelliso Beach.
Yeah, Macaroni as well.
And Macaroni. Yeah.
So, wow. You lived all of those years without running water, without electricity.
No, we didn't have no electricity. Back we didn't have no electricity
Well, that's
when
true,
we
that's
came
true.
down here in 1969. It's just your lantern and your lamp.
Your kerosene oil.
Yes. Look, I have 2 lamps in there. Would you use a kerosene oil?
I can't imagine not having somewhere in the house.
They didn't have
To go.
didn't have a clinic. If you get cut, you have to try in the boat, you fetch the nearest. If anybody's sick, you have to wrap them up in the night with whatever will be and try catch other back where St. Vincent.
That seems so very harsh
That
to me.
is why I tell you they didn't care. And we leave my father and worked all them days and thing, and they put them off the island, and they didn't get not one single thing from them off that island.
So your father had property, which was his boat.
His boat, him and own boat, we take him money bill.
Exactly, and this South African man wanted it from
Yeah.
your father.
Yes.
And then brought some jumped up thing from the lawyers to say, well, if you...
Yeah, and tenants did not. Tenants was right with him because he sent him to clean the island. That's what he told the people.
Yeah.
And he didn't send him to remove that was not the bargain make with he and the seller.
Okay.
To move nobody from the island.
So let's be absolutely clear on this because it's an important point in the history of Mustique. When Colin Tennant bought the island from Elmer Hazel. He had this guy, the South African Mr. Kettle,
Yeah.
manage the clearing of the island from all this cashy, from everything else, the mosquitoes,
Everything,
etc.
yes.
Clean up the island.
They stop walk the land them.
Yes, stop the
The cotton,
the cotton.
because England ain't buying no cotton again, eh?
Okay, so clearing
So,
that as well,
Yes.
and that's what he was supposed to have been
So
doing.
he was supposed to do.
But what he actually did, according to them say, is he took some of the money that Colin Tennant had given him, and he was going to St. Vincent, and he was
Every week.
getting rent boys
Every week, that is what he been doing.
and bringing them back to Mustique as
Yes.
well.
Bring some in Mustique, and when he did in St. Vincent, he have the rest.
So when he couldn't give, well, perhaps he had heard that Colin Tennant was coming back to Mustique, but he, rather than face the consequences, he set the house,
He
the
set
great
it-
house on
right.
fire, and then blamed.
And
Two
one to blame two of the other guys
local
that
boys.
he have there.
So Colin Tennant came afterward when they alerted him that the great house had burnt down.
Burned down.
He came and then he sent the guy off the island, and by banana boat.
By the banana boat, and he fly up.
Yeah,
Mr. Tennant's fly up.
and
So
what?
by the time the boat comes,
Yeah.
Mr. Tennant is there to receive him.
Yeah,
So we don't know really what happened.
to this guy,
Yeah.
Mr. Kettle.
We know what happened. But he in jail him.
I don't know, but
He could just, if he didn't want jail him, he just send him to the plane and tell him go.
well, that's arson. To yeah. I mean, it looks as though he was suspicious of something.
Yeah, he know, because he didn't see nothing he do on the island.
Yeah, the improvements, the clearing, etc.,
Yeah.
etc., the preparation.
And the set of money that he gave to him.
Yeah.
No account, no account for the money. So
What was the connection between Beckway, people in Beckway, and people in Mustique at the time? Were people from Beckway going there just to work on cotton before Colin Tennant?
yeah, when Elmer time, when they used to do the real cotton planting and cotton to reap now, people from here used to go, every home had their own section. If it's two, yours house have two, my have two, this one have two from Beckway, but it's your own people, not families.
Yeah.
They come up and they help you reap.
Okay.
You had to clean the cotton. When I say clean, I'm going to bring it in there with them, put down the weight, and then they put the cotton inside it. Then you go now, when it's time for ship them, you just have to clean them. Pick out like the yellow, the dark stain from out of the white. So you bag them dark stain by itself and all the white by itself. And you used to get a good price. Elmer them used to get a good price for that, But they never tell the people on the island, Like they pay them what they want. And then the vessel will come, take the cotton, carry it over to St. Vincent, the big boat, banana boat, and will take them and go up to England with them. But when Mr. Tennant's come now, Mr. Tennant's in one that. He want the island clear up to see how the island is, which he did see it already. And then they do what they have to do, just like how they're selling it out up there. That is what he.
I mean, eventually, obviously.
But the people on the island is not too.
Yeah. That is a very, very, very important point in the
But
history
so
of
he
Mustique.
start putting off. If you want to move, you move on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
But
you
no
see
one's going to force you.
Nobody going to force. So that is why you see some of the people. But some who went to Myro, they go before.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went before Tennant step in.
So that's kind of very reassuring. That's very interesting because obviously nowadays, there's been so many changes, and I talk to people from way back who would talk about the extent to which people have the same freedoms in Mustique as you would have here in Beckway. The ability to live, work, die, go to school, etc. So it's good. It's good to know that Colin Tennant was off the mind when he bought Mustique that the people were to remain.
He didn't want nobody to move.
Yeah.
You move on your own. You know.
Not to be pushed out.
But if you get pushed out, my father, they never go back to him to say, well, you know, they could have get something in their hand, like a little, what you will call it?
Not compensation or...
A little, they never. They die and gone, and the children who born, they never get none, like we never get nothing. No.
That's a very fascinating story
because
about Mustique.
Because this kettle push you out, push you. And he used to walk with a gun too, you know.
Did he ride a horse?
Walk with the gun.
But did he ride a horse?
Huh?
Did he ride a horse?
No, the horse was just there for a man named Daniel Grant. Used to, then the grandson did come named Kelvin Hunt. They used to see about the horses them. Then when we leave, we know become of them. They said they still had them in Mustique Tail afterward, I don't think. By the place selling out and selling all the time. I don't think they have any up there.
They have horses.
They have?
Yeah. They've got horses. They've got an equestrian centre.
They used to have this man, Basil Charles, used to look after them.
Yeah. But that's how he got his start in Mustique, wasn't it? I mean, looking after the horses.
Yeah.
But that was after you left.
Yeah, that is what I tell you, because we leave the horses and we leave the donkey them up there. And then the cattle them was through the back of the island. But since the cattle them did mash up Prince's house, Mr. Tennant tell them to get rid of everyone.
Prince's house?
Yeah, the princes have a house and the cattle them, you know, those people building their house with them big glasses and thing. And they said it was a moonlight. So the rest cattle, they say, you must come and they see in the shadow reflect in the house. They think it's the next set of cattle in the house. So they put down all the windows and the doors, go in, they say they mount up the chair, they say dirty all over where they had party in the house.
Okay.
So when Mr. Tennants, when the workers them go and say, they say they run all the way, come back and tell Mr. Tennants, come and see.
So these cattle damaged Princess Margaret's house, first house.
Bad too, you know. They say when tenants come and he behold the damage in the house, what the cattle them do. They say he go on his back with his 2 foot up in the air, and they say he fire kick ever more.
Yeah.
Because he have to go and replace everything back in Princess' house. So he call him and them and he say he give them 2 days to get rid of everyone. He say he don't care who carry away whole cattle, who carry meat. He don't care who sell, who take. More than he know, everyone must come out.
By any means necessary, just get rid of these cattle.
Get rid of them. And he saw them boys, they said, let me get rid. Who could hold a small one for bring we. Who get meat. So that's why you see no cattle up there.
Okay. So after that incident, they had to get rid of all of the cattle.
Yeah, get rid of all.
In Mustique.
Yes.
So this is ironic, isn't it? Because the people could stay, but the cattle couldn't.
Well, cattle make damage.
Damage
too.
Yeah.
And that's plenty expense.
Yeah.
Because he had to go and rebuild all the woman window and doors and furnish back she house.
Oh, that's so funny. The airport was
a swamp. Yeah, mangrove and water and mosquito that you hear they talking about. Yeah.
And where did people live at that time in Mustique? Because you have the Lovell Village now.
Right in the airport.
Yeah.
The cotton house.
Yeah.
Right in the back. With the landing, what we call it, with the cotton house there.
Yeah.
There's where the village was.
Okay. Right.
To Lansicoy.
Lansicoy.
Yes. And Lansika, you could have just come out go in the sea on the beach.
So
And they had all that sand ground. It was a sand. The land was more sand, more than, more than the dirt it used to be, So they used to plant all the peanut and sweet potato there.
their provisions,
Mm-hmm.
the garden.
Yeah, they used to do it out in the other part, but they used to bring the food. The sand ground. You plant potato, you plant your yam, you plant your peanut, whatever. And they had a few coconut trees right there. Let me tell you, and the house of them was only 1 bedroom. 1 bedroom.
For every member of the family.
Yeah, if you start in a 1 bedroom.
So you had no privacy.
Your privacy must see why your children go up on the pasture go play. You go. And they go up on the beach go play.
Yeah.
If you want privacy, you could stay home and
Wow.
yeah.
You said the rooms in the houses in Mustique you had like one room.
1 bedroom.
1 bedroom.
Houses down here too had it.
You had a bed. Did you sleep on a bed?
Bed?
Are you crazy? You insane?
Oi! Where you going to put the bed? The bed for the master and the mistress.
Yeah.
And if they have a young baby,
So, what did you sleep on?
you better get underneath. You get underneath and we used to call them the one clothes, your crocus bag.
Yeah.
And like clothes we can't wear, parents will wash them out, spread them on that. You spread that on the bag.
Yeah.
Because it was board floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that floor, board. And you lay down for jam up in the corner.
So, oh gosh, I'm
You
trying to
think-
picture
You think like
so
was,
many, so many
when-
people in one room, and you're jammed up like that. You're sleeping on crocus bags and old
Yeah.
clothes,
And
etc.
we used to call the crocus bag a human blanket. When you cold, you push down your foot in there. What? The fishermen them will tell you that. You go walk with that when they go in to the keys, like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
When you push down your foot in that, they warm like what? You think you're under England blanket.
My word. So, okay, look, if you had a need at night, you wake up at night, you want to go toilet, what do? Have you got a light?
Lights,
Where do you go? Where do you do what
they
you
had
need to do?
something they used to keep in the house. They used to call it pail
Pail, yeah.
with the cover.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
It's
everyone
like
used to
you
use
put-
the same pail?
You take it and go outside and use it.
My word. It's beyond. It's
Yeah,
so difficult.
life
It's-
is now. I telling them children how I see in the light of the world now. I say, in my days and my parents' days, there were none.
I mean,
Everything surrounding you was darkness. Because if you ain't have a battery for putting that flashlight, and not everybody had a flashlight
yeah.
for you put on and for see where you're going. Now look at where you're going with light wearing in eye pocket. Put on the phone light.
Yeah.
Put on this. When me know about phone light, that's why me not up to now, me not know how to use them thing there.
Oh, my word.
And me not have no interest in them because
Understandably.
me, if you find phone ring, I answer it.
So your life has been very, very, very hard.
Yeah, man, we grew up you grew up in the hard way, man. When one pot cook, everybody have to eat. Children telling you, they're telling you now these days. Me like that, me want that.
Yeah.
And the same parents them, who made the hard time, force them to please the children them. I will tell my children, I say hard time when my mother cook. When it's provision, as they call it, the ground food, it's ground food. When it's pea soup, it's pea soup. If it's pumpkin, it's pumpkin. If it's bay white rice, it's white rice and sprat. Nobody have no choice.
No choice.
And I just tell them, I say, when me cook me thing, who don't want, if I roast something and it's so, who don't want it left that day?
But you're not going to be given option number 2. There's no option number 2 on the menu.
Well, your option go out and work
Yeah.
and cook what you want to cook. Isn't it?
Yes, of course. You know, I got to hold my hand up as guilty a bit here, because I remember when I was much younger, when I was a boy, and my mother used to make fungi and
cuckoo.
mackerel on a Saturday. I would tell her, I don't want to eat that yellow stuff. I refuse to eat the cuckoo. And she would make me mashed potato.
Mashed potato,
Yeah.
when she couldn't get mashed potato.
Well, she used to English potatoes and mash them. But, you know, I just think now, I was so fussy. It's almost, I should feel guilty, because you're listening to the life that you had
Yes.
at that time, what you had to do. You couldn't, the difficulties you had from education
I'm telling you.
onwards, working before you went to school, you go to school.
Yeah, you go and bring water, the same water from the pan, you fill up your water tub for when your parents come home.
Yeah.
Yeah, children, so what? When the cuckoo turn in the pot, if they have fish and okra, everybody partake. If it's ground provision, sweet potato and yam, whatever they cook, everybody partake. If it's pea soup, everybody partake. If it's pumpkin soup, yeah, we had to,
Everybody shared from the one pot. You
Yeah,
had no
that you
choice.
No choice.
No choice. This is what it was going to be. And that's it. So you were a child in the house in Mustique, and you had all of these other people sharing the room with you. To what extent could you join the conversation with the adults?
Well, I just, that one miss me. Parents will tell you, when the other big people come, and you're a child, they don't ever used to open their mouth, you know. They never open their mouth. Anybody who was to tell you, all they just turn around and watch you with a funny eye.
Yeah.
And children know to move.
To get out.
Yes. They know to move. And they gone, some up on the grass or some we go play. They didn't have to say, get up and move. Just the looks. And you know exactly, mommy me say, move way. And you get up and you go out. But these children now, parents attack anything in front of children.
Could you?
And
If what happened if you had joined in the conversation with the adults?
But you can't.
You can't.
No. Remember, in my days coming up, if older people see me, or you young one, for this doing something, remember they could have spanked you, you know. They used to spank you and said, don't do that, go home and meet your mother wherever it be. And now you can't go home and crying, because mommy calling with the body who spank you, and they come and tell you what they meet you doing, and then you get a second lick.
A second licks.
A second lick you get in.
Yeah.
So you will just get up and go where you're going. But you can't do that to people, children now. No can meet them do any worst thing.
Yeah.
They fly up and to fight you up. So for kill this thing here, you just pass them sometime and you leave them. Or you might just pass and say, boy, don't do that. That noise, don't do it. Suppose you pelt that son and you lick out that man windshield or whatever it be. Don't do it. Go home and meet your mother. If you want to move, you move. And you go on your way.
the old days it wasn't like that. You'd have got a first lot of licks.
Oh, when the first time you could have taken a whip and spank him and he know not to do it and he gone home. He ain't going to tell mommy we did
Yeah.
For he tell mommy for no, is me have to come and tell you where me thing doing or where me she doing. So far, children so far different. And every week, everybody, whatever little garment you have, I'll gather up and you make one washing.
By hand, of course.
Hand and you can't hooks. Take off the can of the thing, the cob, and you put up that is so help scrub because some of the clothes used to be real good, real cotton, you know. Remember I tell you used to be real cotton?
Yeah.
So I asked my niece the other day, what them thing he making out of? What they making out of?
So that was really tough, and you get the soap and you get the corn hucks and scrub it.
Soap used to last you. Soap used to be hard and nice.
Lifebuoy, carbolic soap.
You ever know people used to, in my days, we know people come and my neighbor will come and ask my mother now if she have any thread. If she have any thread, and my mother say yes, mommy say if you have any, wish you please. So you take up stick and you reel off some off of your the reel, and you say hold that, go down straight you know, go and carry it. Cause mommy the clothes them rip, wherever little rip, and when you look you see your mother sit down to the window, grandmother will be, and she tingle on the finger. You can't afford for throw the clothes wherever rip you. Whatever thing you're sewing that back up for you to get that for put on.
And I guess that's why so many women in these islands became seamstresses. Because
you have to.
You have to know how to repair clothes, how to make clothes.
Men pants they're asking you.
Yeah. You
have to sew them up for them to get it. You can't do thing. Now I see them wearing and I sometimes I just say, Lord Jesus. And people was just kind to each other.
They're kind to each other.
I ask for a piece of soap.
And
if you have it, you cut it and you give them. Yeah, because they want to wash, you know.
And people lived well in those days.
Well, yeah.
In your day, when you were growing up in Mustique, to what extent was it mainly a black island with black people, or was it mainly, whether you have many white people up there?
You hear I tell you the owner, they must clear skinned people. And everybody
Elmer Hazel.
And the
Elmer Hazel.
Them, yeah, they were, I don't know how true it is, but they said they were the Hazels from Mount Pleasant in Beckwith, the father. And you know, Mount Pleasant always them clear skin. So there was the honest one.
Because I look
up there, and they gave the house name the Great House.
Yeah.
Paint white.
It's amazing. That started off as the Great House for them, and then Lord Tennant had it, or Lord Glenconner had it, and then it's changed hands so often, and now
since it burned down, I don't know how they do it.
Well, it's exotic. It's exotic. It's exotic. It was like a pink palace as you're going across to Britannia Bay.
Wow.
You always see it there dominating the beach. There.
It used to be white. You know, the paint inside white, outside white. And before you come the other night, me once sat down, and my brain's recalling back on the island. And I was telling somebody, I say, imagine we were living in this house, everybody, one bedroom. And you're telling your grandchildren of them nothing. One bedroom, one sitting room, and a little water and that kitchen outside. And then I counting off the rooms with the Great House.
Great House.
And I say 2 bedroom downstairs. I can remember that we used to hide and go up there now. when a cousin of us used to be with them, and we used to hide from the dog. One dog been up on the oil and them had it. So we used to walk underneath the rung of the hill, where the dog can't see, and cut up and come up now to the kitchen. And stay there sometime till when we're ready to come down, we walk back that way and come down back. And I said that had two big bedroom downstairs. They had this storeroom there. They had four bedroom upstairs. And next thing room, when they used to say a big dining room for when their friends come from St. Vincent, they had up there for dinner and they playing their music. They had a big pantry in the house. All that I said, another big living room. They saw Amy and Becca, you'd up the one bedroom. You put them on one another.
That was very unfair.
So them they didn't in business nobody. They had like in the days like a picture we watching in them places when there was thief in the people them from Africa them. You know, see that? I had them in a little trash house and
how did your parents get paid for working the cotton?
yes, I tell you, they used to get paid, they'll get paid, but they never know. Them never know what a pound. They used to rob them.
Okay, so they'd get whatever they wanted to pay them.
Yes.
But they wouldn't know how much they were getting to send it away.
No.
Okay, I understand.
Because if you the way the cotton fast as you bring in, and if your cotton come up to, well, we say 3,000 pounds, when they done clean the cotton and send it away, and they come for pay you ain't know how much, whether it's 4 cents or 5 cents a pound.
Do you remember how many pounds of cotton you used to pick a day?
Sometimes it depends on it, not every day you will pick this quantity. Sometimes maybe they might pick at least if it's 100 and something pounds, depends on the amount of land you work. Some people work more than some,
But was there any, in your day, was there any kind of forced labour?
No.
It was all voluntary?
Yeah, you want to pick your cotton because when the cotton start to burst, open, it's better for you who work it. They ain't telling you for go and pick it. When they're robbing you, then you so you go and you save it before, because when it start to burst, remember the wind take the cotton, come in and the wind need that. The wind just blow it out and blow it away, tangle it up all between other trees. So as soon as they see the cotton come and see it do so, and it open up so, you go quickly. You will see the field white. So pick them out fast and save them.
Okay.
Before, because any kind of wind and rain, you ain't getting nothing.
And did you cut up your fingers? Because you couldn't wear gloves or anything like that.
But Mr. Man, what do you know about gloves? Barefoot. Barefoot through the bush, barefoot. Tell them, tell the people and them, barefoot through the bush, barefoot everywhere. If you have one pair of shoes, I just tell them children sometimes when I see them with these slippers, I feel like just kick them off, because you have 2 pair of things and every minute they buying. When I coming up, one pair of shoes they had, and that is for something special. When you come, you take it off back. But why you get more than one? Sometimes they used to borrow. People in the home borrow one of the shoes if you go somewhere.
Okay.
I tell you, life was hard.
And where did you made your own clothes? You made your own clothes.
Well, them buy the cloth, the material was strong and thing, and they had seamstress, because there's seamstress in Beckway, and they didn't know people in St. Vincent. So if you buy you want a dress, Yeah. And maybe 1 or 2 person could have had that little machine, you know, could have saw something. You didn't know nothing about radio. When I come up and I meet my father, then telling the time and the island, they had a steak, right? And cut a piece of steak, they did in Milano. Turn down that soup. Peas tie hay soup. And peas hay. Right? And they have it like that. So it's shaped like that. So and I had that down in the land. And boy, they know the time from that, you know.
Oh, right. So, yeah, we call it like a sundial. A
Yeah,
sundial.
they know the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
When they see like 12 o'clock, you hear them with the kiss iron, boom, boom, boom. And you hear 12 o'clock, so other people take that thing with the time. So them know, everybody, 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock. They know 3, they know when the time. When 6 o'clock it come right, so it closing.
Preferred to cook with firewood.
The firewood and the coals.
Coals.
And the food sweet, and you could tell because when the coals going down in the coal pot, you know how much coals they in there for add no to it.
Yeah.
If the firewood going down, you know, for add 2 more pieces of firewood. If you put on your food pan the the gas stove, you know how much gas in the bottle? You put on the pot pan the stove and you're going out, sit down in the porch looking out. When you think pot cooking, you're going to meet it dead by the stove. And all you smell in the kitchen is gas scent. When you shake the bottle, none. So which one you rather to cook with?
But it takes... down in Jellicoe, they've got the coal pits, and it's always women who are making the coals.
Yeah, because man and them lazy.
How did you used to iron your clothes in Mustique?
They iron their clothes Mustique, Beckway, all in the Grenadine, St. Vincent. I go around and I meet them with this thing, I call it a hand iron.
Yeah.
I think some people have it inside a little museum here. You put like the coals in the coal pot, you put in the iron them, and when it hot, you used to, well, it was good clothes. So before you iron them, you know, you have to sprinkle them
with water.
With a little water for, yes. And then you will, when you know when it hot, you clean it off, and that is what they used to iron the clothes with. Then you had nothing but no electric thing is that hand iron, we call it.
Yeah, I've seen them.
And then afterward, something coming like in the 70s going down, you call it the goose. It's like electric iron, but it have a part, it open. So you put the fire coals in that and you shut it down.
Okay.
So that they in there, so you got that now again to iron until they get electric iron.
Wow. To be a woman, again, this was what women used to do. So to be a woman, again, it's just so incredibly difficult at that time. Everything was difficult for you. Everything was difficult for you.
But I think in all over, because sometimes when you watch the pictures and you see in those pictures how life was in other countries, you know? Even there was still a hard time for them too, but little better than we.
That's puzzling me is that you said if people died today in Mustique in those days, the doctor had to come from another island to certify the death.
Well, if they have to bury them up there, you go come up and in the boat, and if the body there, they announce and people never is very the same. They're lucky next thing now they have to build box. Remember, you couldn't get ready make coffee.
Okay, so they could, even in this heat, even though they didn't have any refrigerator or whatever.
They have, what name? Refrigerator?
Yeah, didn't they?
Don't even have that.
So you just had the bodies there in the heat?
The body there in the house, and they had I used to see them go and pull some flat grass, and they will just pack the grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and And you won't yourself see the tummy raising up not all.
Oh, so, oh gosh, wow.
And they hurry up and build the box,
Yeah,
dig the hole, and then you take out the dead.
and that was it.
But now you had them keeping a month and 2 months.
Well, this is it. Wow.
You see how we develop?
Yeah. Okay.
In Mustique Island, not categorized. I see, but she died now. She died, but two of the son went to England. I think them die up there now. There's only one son still there, which have to be his brother and sister. He live in St. Vincent, going around Cassan Corner. His mother cry a day. She cry a evening. And she hold on to my aunt and she said, Stella, she said, who said poor is not a crime? Poor like a crime. And when you have too much, you say you just get puffed up too much. But poor is a crime. And she started to tell her what happened, why she say so. And a big woman, and she cried. Because when she come from the garden and get wet, what she expected to go home for me to change is what she didn't. Is what she didn't meet. She didn't meet it and she didn't have it and she cried. That only to tell you how life was just hard, eh?
Hard. In a way that we cannot imagine now, because again, some of the women down in Patchett Farm would need to walk all the way from Patchett Farm along the bad roads to work in spring on the estate and then go back by...
And in St. Vincent was the same when too, you know, because people will tell you, my grandmother had friends up in Mesco and they will tell you about the hardship. You could say around the Caribbean was just hard. And she said, if you go to Kingstown and you miss the boat truck, don't argue, you know. Remember, you make your cutter and you and the rest, you have to walk that. No vehicle on the road like how your vehicle running up and... Well, I said, look at how the world develop and come, eh?
You know...
I said the world develop and it come to where it come and still it come with more hatred in there. You know? All the good things that God gave man knowledge and they take, you know, knowledge to do. Because fish, you couldn't go out to the country to sell fish. They spoil before you reach. Now you could buy fish and go out in the country and sell fish. People could get fresh fish. In them days, they had to can them. For them to get fish. So much good things, eh? We never seen that.
I mean, I know that my father used to tell me that he walked all the way from Bayaboo down to Kingstown.
Yes, they used to do it and back because he missed the boat truck, he missed this bus. When this thing have a schedule, when it go, it ain't coming back. Make one trip. So when you miss it, you have to walk. And they walk and nobody interfere with them. But you can't do that now. You can't do that.
Well, you got so many choices. I mean, here we got how many boats, how many ferry sailings across the St. Vincent, how many trucks or vans are up and down this road.
I tell you, them young teenagers come up, look, you can't tell them nothing, eh? They feel they know all about it, eh? And they know half of it.
Well, this is it, and they don't know the life that people like you and your mother, that generation of people have had, and how brutally hard it has been for you.
I tell you.
To live, but you know, you accepted it. You rolled up your sleeves and you just got on with it.
Why is it? that some people trying to hide, you know, the hard time they had in life coming up. They never tell their children and they don't gonna tell nobody about it. They always acting like if you come up and you meet the old people say a bed of roses. You ain't meet none. They don't meet none.
Yeah. It was hardship. It was
It
hardship.
was hardship. We come down here and somebody have a toilet. You go here. I said, no, lend me a toilet. I'm going to use it because you ain't no space to put it. Not need, and you go and buy somebody own. Go use it and thing. But when you come up now and you build a home, and as Rosalind they tell the sister, when you used to go over the Dutch thing, you didn't so fresh, you know. You tell the sister, so I notice you, since you're shitting over waters, nothing beat you.
Oh gosh.
He said, since you're shitting over water now, nothing beat you.
You're sitting down the toilet bowl.
Yeah. So she over water now
Yeah.
doing it. But when she been going out in the autumn,
Yeah.
she wasn't like that.
Yeah.
But now you get over that, you say, yeah, you're really out of it now.
Oh my word. I've learnt an awful lot. Sitting down with you. Let me conclude because I'm running out of space here. But Violet, I think you've been superb today. You've been really very, very informative, and I'm certain that people will love this interview when it's put up. So, Violet, many thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for spending time with me today to take me through the old times.
Yes, man.